Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Ah.
And today we're going to be talking about someone really special,
Oh, yeah.
Farah London.
Hmm?
Now, Farah is someone who I think really embodies the idea of making a difference.
She really does.
Entrepreneur, philanthropist, and advocate for social justice.
Yeah.
And she really seems to do it all.
It's true. It's amazing how she manages to blend all those roles.
Right.
You don't often find someone who can, be navigating the complexities of global trade one minute and then turning around and having a profound impact on the lives of, people experiencing homelessness the next.
Yeah, so let's start with that global impact because I was reading through her bio and it's really impressive. 6 continents, G20 summits, hundreds of millions of dollars in trade deals. How does she even manage all of that?
Well, I think her background is key here. She built her career in reinsurance.
Okay.
And that's where insurance companies go to protect themselves from major losses.
Oh.
So you can imagine the kind of work that involves assessing risk on a global scale, dealing with things like terrorism, political instability, even kidnap and ransom.
Wow.
So, it requires a very particular set of skills.
Yeah, she's not just crunching numbers. She's
Well,
analyzing global trends,
Ah.
understanding geopolitics, making high-stakes decisions.
Exactly. And that experience has given her, I think, a very unique perspective, a deep understanding of how the world works and how to navigate those really complex systems.
Right.
And that translates directly to her philanthropic work, where she's just as strategic and impactful.
So let's talk about that philanthropic work because we know that she's been volunteering for over 20 years. But what does that actually look like? What are some of the causes that she's most passionate about?
Well, one thing that stands out to me is her commitment to those who are often overlooked.
Yeah.
Care leavers, families struggling financially, people experiencing homelessness. She doesn't just write a check, she rolls up her sleeves and she really gets involved.
Yeah, and I've heard about her work with Project We Care, where she actually brings a professional barista to serve specialty coffee to people experiencing homelessness.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just about providing a warm drink, it's about creating that moment of connection and dignity.
That's a perfect example of her approach. She understands that true compassion goes beyond just meeting those basic needs. It's about human connection, respect, recognizing the inherent worth of every individual.
And she doesn't stop there. She also mentors at-risk youth,
Mm-hmm.
helping them avoid gang involvement, finding their passions, explore entrepreneurship. It's about empowering them to create a better future for themselves.
Absolutely. She just has this incredible ability to see potential in others and then provide that support and guidance that they need to really flourish.
And during the COVID-19 lockdowns, she was a true lifeline for so many people. She volunteered with multiple organizations helping to provide over 20,000 meals to people experiencing homelessness.
That's incredible.
But it's not just the quantity, it's her proactive approach that's so impressive.
Right. She didn't just react to the crisis, she anticipated the needs.
Right?
She secured free antibody tests for volunteers and even worked with St. Mungo's to find housing for people who had recently become homeless because of the pandemic.
Oh, wow.
She really went above and beyond to protect the most vulnerable.
There's this incredible story about an elderly German tourist who had been homeless in London for a year, and Farah personally helped him find housing and get back on his feet. It's just one example of how she makes a tangible difference in individual lives.
It's that personal touch that sets her apart. She doesn't just throw money at problems, she gets involved, she builds relationships, and she finds creative solutions.
Right.
And she does it all with just this incredible energy and empathy.
Her dedication to the NHS is another testament to that. Her initiative, We Love NHS, involved fundraising to deliver meals to 8 major hospitals in London, arranging pizza donations for staff,
Yeah.
and even providing free coffee and tea. It's about recognizing and appreciating those on the front lines.
And she extends that appreciation to other essential workers, too. Remember how she personally delivered donuts with thank you and hero messages to 38 police stations across London?
Yeah.
It's those small gestures of kindness that really resonate.
Yeah, it's clear that she has this deep understanding of how interconnected we all are. She sees a need and she takes action, whether it's locally or globally.
And she leverages her skills and connections to create a ripple effect of positive change. Speaking of which, let's shift gears a bit and talk about her entrepreneurial side.
Let's do that. I'm curious to hear how her business ventures connect to her broader vision.
Well, she's the founder and CEO of Business International. It's a global platform that facilitates trade and investment between governments and businesses.
Okay.
And they've helped broker deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
So what's their secret sauce? Like, how do they make these connections happen?
Well, they focus on emerging markets,
Hmm.
places with high growth potential, but maybe also higher risk. And Farah uses her understanding of geopolitics and risk assessment to identify opportunities that others might miss.
Right.
It's about bridging gaps, connecting the dots, and really building trust between stakeholders.
So it's not just about finding deals, it's about understanding the nuances of different cultures, political systems, economic landscapes.
Exactly. And she's also actively involved with the G20 Business 20 Summit, which brings together leaders from the world's 20 largest economies.
Oh, wow.
That kind of access and influence is crucial for facilitating international trade and investment.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern here, whether it's working with the homeless community or negotiating multi-million-dollar trade deals.
Mm.
She seems to have this incredible ability to connect with people from all walks of life.
She's a master networker, no doubt about it. But it's more than just, having a Rolodex full of names.
Right.
She genuinely cares about people, and that shines through in everything she does.
Yeah.
People feel that sincerity, and it makes them want to work with her.
So it's not just about what she knows, it's about who she is.
Yeah.
Her values, her empathy, her commitment to making a positive impact. That's what sets her apart.
Absolutely. And it's reflected in her philanthropic work as well. She's involved with so many different causes, from supporting foster care leavers to rescuing dogs from the meat trade in Asia. It's like she has this boundless energy for doing good in the world.
It's incredible. So let's talk about some of those causes. I know she organizes special Christmas events for foster care leavers, providing them with, food, entertainment, gifts. It's about creating that sense of belonging and joy for those who might otherwise feel forgotten during the holidays.
And during the COVID lockdowns, she didn't forget about families struggling financially. She went above and beyond to deliver weekly food shopping to 50 families in need.
Wow.
It's that consistent, sustained support that can make all the difference.
Yeah, and her impact extends far beyond the UK. I know she's organized international fundraising efforts, including events for earthquake victims in Mexico City and Turkey.
She's a true global citizen, always aware of what's happening in the world and ready to step up and help wherever she can.
Okay, this might seem like a random question, but what's her connection to the dog meat trade in Asia?
So she's a founder and trustee of Forever Paw Home. It's a nonprofit organization that rescues dogs from that horrific industry.
Oh, wow.
They provide medical care, rehabilitation, and ultimately find loving homes for these animals.
It's amazing to see how her compassion extends, beyond humans to animals as well.
Yeah.
It seems like she has this deep-seated belief that every living being deserves a chance at a happy life.
And that brings us back to her incredible ability to connect with people and build bridges between different communities. Remember that charity fashion show she organized in Istanbul?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a huge success, raising significant funds for a local charity. But it was also about bringing together people from different cultures and backgrounds to celebrate fashion and support a good cause.
And then there's the Duke of Edinburgh Awards event she organized also in Turkey.
Yeah.
It was about recognizing the achievements of young people while also raising funds for families of fallen soldiers.
Wow.
She just has this knack for finding common ground and creating win-win situations.
It's really quite inspiring. I'm starting to think we need a whiteboard to map out all of her accomplishments. We've got global trade deals, community initiatives, disaster relief efforts, animal rescue missions. It's almost overwhelming.
And don't forget her foray into politics. She ran for mayor of London in 2021 as an independent candidate.
That's right. And even though she didn't win, she still earned over 58,000 votes. It shows that people resonated with her message of positive change and her vision for a more inclusive and equitable city.
She's not afraid to step outside of her comfort zone and challenge the status quo. It's that kind of bold leadership that we need more of in the world.
Absolutely. So she's currently involved with so many different boards and organizations, leveraging her expertise and influence to make a difference across a wide range of issues. What are some of the key areas she's focused on right now?
Well, one area is environmental protection. She's a board member for Bright Tide. Okay.
Which is an environmental protection company.
That makes sense given her global perspective. It's no surprise that she's, engaged in tackling those kind of big issues. It's all interconnected, right?
Absolutely. And she's also served on the boards of organizations like the British business group Women in Insurance and the British Chamber of Commerce in Turkey.
Wow.
She's a real champion for diversity and inclusion and uses her platform to elevate women and underrepresented groups in business and leadership.
It's amazing how she manages to weave together so many different threads. Business philanthropy, social justice, environmentalism. It's like she sees the world as this interconnected tapestry and understands how each piece contributes to the overall picture.
Yeah, and she's constantly seeking ways to, create a more vibrant, equitable and sustainable future for everyone.
Right.
She's also involved with the Royal Society of St. George and the English Business Council, you
Right.
know, further demonstrating her commitment to fostering cross-cultural understanding and collaboration. I'm exhausted just listening to all of this. It seems like she never sleeps. Where does she get all this energy and drive?
I think it comes from a deep sense of purpose. She genuinely believes in the power of human connection and the possibility of creating positive change in the world.
Yeah.
And that passion just fuels her tireless efforts.
It's contagious, too.
Yeah.
I'm feeling inspired just learning about all the incredible things that she's doing. It makes you realize that we all have the potential to make a difference, even in small ways.
Exactly. Farah's story reminds us that it's not about waiting for the perfect opportunity or having all the answers.
Right.
It's about taking action, using our unique skills and resources, and finding ways to contribute to something bigger than ourselves.
She's a shining example of what's possible when we combine ambition with compassion, success with service. It's not an either-or proposition. It's about finding that sweet spot where our passions and skills intersect with the needs of the world.
And she does it all with incredible grace and humility. She's not motivated by recognition or accolades. She's driven by a genuine desire to make the world a better place.
It's been an incredible journey exploring the multifaceted world of Farah London. From the heights of global trade to the heart of community service, she's a true force for good in the world.
Her story is a powerful reminder that we each have the power to create positive change. One connection, one act of kindness, one bold step at a time.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's carry that inspiration with us.
Yeah.
Let's find ways to weave purpose into our daily lives, connect with our communities, and lift others up along the way.
Because as Farah so beautifully demonstrates, a life well lived is one that embraces both ambition and compassion, success and service.
Thank you for joining us on this inspiring exploration of Farah London's extraordinary journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep making a difference.